Coastal Living. We've got another fantastic show for you all today. Now, as usual, we encourage you to adopt, don't shop. And I was creeping on our friends at Corpus Christi Animal Care Services, their Facebook page, and they had the cutest event for Valentine's Day and such an incredible turnout. 20 of their pets found a new home. You can be one of those folks, and I think those photos are just so endearing. You can see the joy in the dogs and cats' faces. So head out there if you're considering getting a new pet. Plus, we're starting a new relationship with our friends at STVT, and they're going to be sharing some tips of the trade. So if you're considering trade school, this is something you want to stick around for. So we've got a great show. Thank you for joining us. It's Coastal Living.
Welcome to Elaine B. Carter's Chapel on the Dunes. Come on in. So as you can see, there's a lot to talk about here. This was built in 1937 for Elaine Carter, who had dedicated her life to spreading the Bible to mainly children, but to anybody she could. And it was built by her friend Ethel Harris, who was in charge of the San Antonio missions. And you'll see some mission-style tile work, like on the steps right here, designed by Elaine Carter, and then produced by Ethel Harris in her tile shop at her house. The altar's white marble, and then all the artwork was done by John Cobb, a local artist. He lives now in Austin, who did this fresco secco. It's actually done on dried animal hide glue. And it depicts stories of the Bible that he thought would be interesting to children, because the functionality of this chapel for Elaine's purpose was to teach kids about the Bible. And she had held regular Bible lessons here. And when she didn't get very many people at first, she started serving ice cream and cake in the 1930s, late 1930s. That was a pretty special thing. So of course the number of people that showed up at her services increased dramatically. And then it was in the 70s where John Cobb did this fresco, kind of building on that theme. And he started off in this corner. It took him about 2 years to complete this. He started about 1976. And of course, starting with Genesis, it starts and ends with a panel that goes from bottom to ceiling. We've got the formation of the earth, Adam and Eve, and then the tree of knowledge above them. Another great panel is Abraham about to sacrifice his son. You can see the angel stopping him at the last second. He smeared him with lamb's blood, but the angel prevents him from dealing his final blow. This is Daniel's dream about being in the lion's den above it. And then, of course, as you move around clockwise, you move into the New Testament, starting with a very large panel on Mary. And then all these radiant lines were to call attention to a sculpture that John Cobb originally put on the altar, but the Carters had it removed. And also the Carters had Voss Metals in San Antonio originally make these scroll crosses that fit into the two windows, and they were just recently replaced by the grandson of the man that did it the first time. And then this has a special story, and you're just going to have to come to the museum, go on one of our tours, and learn why this inset is so different from the city of God that surrounds it, that John Cobb originally built. So thank you for visiting the chapel, and we hope you come back and take a really good look and hear all the stories we have about Elaine Carter and Ethel Harris and the building of the chapel and some of the evolution of events that occurred in the chapel. And you can find out more by visiting our website, PortAransasMuseum.org. There's also a link to the Carters have a great website on the family in the chapel, and that's chapelonthedunes.org. Well, thank you for coming and visiting the Chapel on the Dunes. We hope to see you soon.
Let's look local at our very own Corpus Christi Hooks, a AA affiliate of the Houston Astros. Now, the Hooks' 20th anniversary was elevated just recently with the launch of new logos and uniforms as a tribute to the bond between the team and the Coastal Bend. This rebrand showcases 8 custom marks, and I'm going to break it down for you guys. The Hooks' primary logo is now shaped by the Corpus Christi Bayfront Miradores. You'll notice subtle additions like the 8 white stars drawn from our Corpus Christi flag, which represent our main industries. Below the star field is a light blue outline of Texas with a white hook that runs through the center and a red star pointing at the Coastal Bend. The specialty word mark is now complete with barbed letters, and at the base, 4 light blue windows, which again refer to those iconic archways of our Miradores. Now, Corpus Christi is presented on the front of the gray jersey with the barbs of a double hook serving as the C's. The new CC logo is rendered by a pair of interlocking hooks. The light blue jersey has Sparkling City across the chest, borrowing directly from our popular nickname, Sparkling City by the Sea, and the corresponding cap features a large white star at the center with the letters Hooks scripted with each of the 5 points. The design dates back to 1836 and Lorenzo de Zabala's Republic of Texas flag. Now, all this new merch can be found online at CorpusChristiHooks.com shop. The 20th anniversary season officially begins on Tuesday, April 8th with a week-long series against San Antonio. Don't forget to get your membership and support our Corpus Christi Hooks.
Now, Coastal Living's Pet of the Week.
Today we're here with Miss Matilda from Corpus Christi Animal Care Services, and we have this sweet angel in the house, Miss Lala, who's showing off all her tricks already. Tell me a little bit about Lala. She's got such a sweet personality.
So Lala is a 1-year-old German Shepherd mix. She has been at the shelter for around 30 days, and she came in as a stray. So we're just looking for her forever home. She absolutely loves playing with other dogs. She loves going in the play yard and playing fetch and playing tag with the other dogs. She also does very well on leash. And she knows how to sit and how to give you paw when she feels like it.
Right? Can we do paw? Paw?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. And you mentioned recently she was at a career fair around little kids and all kinds of people, and she did really well there too.
Yes, so she absolutely loved all the attention and all the treats everyone was giving her. She wouldn't bark and she wouldn't make a big fuss. When I was presenting, she was just sitting next to me or laying down. She was very calm and very cute.
Yeah, and you said Shepherd mix, but I think she's got like a fox. She's foxy.
Yeah.
She got a foxy face.
Yeah, we love her ears. They're very pointy.
Yeah, so sweet. So that's great, and I love that y'all take the extra measure to kind of like have them in different settings to help the future owner kind of figure out what's going to work for their family, right? Because it is all about experiencing some time with the dogs and seeing if they're going to work well if you already have pups in your house or little kids or anything like that. So besides that, she's checked for heartworms and all those good things.
Yeah, so her heartworm status is below detectable limits, and when she is adopted, she will be fully spayed and have all her age-appropriate vaccines.
Amazing. All right. And Lala isn't the only pup at Corpus Christi Animal Care Services looking for a new home. They always have really cool events and programs, so if you're ever looking for something fun and free to do on the weekends with the kids just to get out of the house, you can certainly stop by. It's Monday through Saturday, 1 to 5?
Yes.
Awesome.
Well, Monday through Saturday, 1 to 5:30.
1 to 5:30. Yes. All right, they're throwing a little extra 30 minutes so you can come after work. But I think my brother just recently adopted a puppy from you guys.
Really?
Yeah, and it's just really beautiful. Of course, we always encourage you all to adopt, don't shop. And these dogs are fantastic. You'd be surprised at which beautiful animals you'll find there. And then, of course, we've got some felines too. So sometimes you'll find some cute little kittens or some really fat cats looking for a new home, and they take such great care of them there. So if you're looking to adopt or even foster a pet, you can do so. And of course, if you just have it in your heart to donate, you love animals, but you already have enough in your own home, you can always donate as well. So go visit Miss Lala and all of her friends at Corpus Christi Animal Care Services. They're right off of Holly Road. You can stop in Monday through Saturday from 1 to 5:30. And if this is the pup that you want, she's ready, and she already knows a couple tricks for you.
Coastal Living's Pet of the Week is paid for by Animal Medical Corpus Christi, family owned and operated since 1981.
The list of nominees for the 2025 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has been released, and there's some pretty incredible names on there. The 14 top performers released on the ballot include Chubby Checker, Outkast, Billy Idol, Mariah Carey, Cyndi Lauper, Joe Cocker, British rock band Oasis, Latin rock group Maná, and I'll tell you more about that one later, and the band Fish. Rounding out the list, Bad Company, The Black Crowes, Joy Division, New Order, Soundgarden, and The White Stripes. Now, 8 of the nominees are newcomers to the list, which is very exciting for them, and 6 are actually making a repeat appearance, and that does include Chubby Checker, a welcome surprise, after becoming eligible in 1985. Also newsworthy, the Mexican band Maná is the first primarily Spanish recording artist to be nominated, so that's huge for the Latin community as well. The winners of this year's Hall of Fame will be announced in late April, so be sure to go put in your 2 cents. And who would you pick? Let us know at Coastal Living TV on Facebook and Instagram. Returning to Selena Auditorium, the breathtakingly beautiful Shenyun Show. This magical show takes you and friends on a magical journey, discovering new hope for the future. This show is as inspiring as it is exciting, powerful, uplifting, heartwarming, and unforgettable. Featuring classical Chinese dance, dynamic animated backdrops, and all original orchestral works, Shenyun opens a portal to a civilization of enchanting beauty and enlightening wisdom. You can win a family 4-pack to see this incredible show February 25th at Selena Auditorium. All you have to do is email us at info@coastallivingtv.com. Please be sure to include your name and number so we know who to call when you win.
When it comes to commercial driver's license and succeeding as a truck driver, there are several tips of the trade to help you perform well, stay safe, and advance. 1, master the pre-trip. 2, know your vehicle. 3, stay up to date on regulations. And 4, practice safe driving habits. All can be learned at STVT.
Tricks of the Trades is paid for by South Texas Vocational Technical Institute. Forge your own future.
Hey everybody, we're off to a great start, but we want you to stick with us when we return. It is so important to talk about mental health. Let's prioritize mental health. There's some really great businesses here in the Coastal Bend that use some awesome techniques for you and your loved ones. Regardless of your circumstances, it's important to get out there and find the support you need. We're going to visit with them, and we got so much more to come, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back on Coastal Living.
Tax season? I don't like tax season. We're going to show you some ways, though, on how you can save, and in some cases, you got to spend a little to get even more back.
Unless you're a CPA, taxes might feel overwhelming, confusing, or even both, which is why, for this story, we enlisted the help of one.
First, I would gather all your documents in one place.
Lisa Green-Lewis is a CPA with TurboTax and says deductions are the name of the game. It might seem obvious, but whether you pay for childcare, contribute to a health savings account, or have an electric vehicle, there are tons of tax breaks out there, and being aware of them is your best bet at reducing the amount of your income the government can tax.
If you went to college and took a class, and you may be eligible for the lifetime learning credit, and that's up to $2,000 just for one class. So you want to have those receipts gathered together.
The next thing you might want to pay attention to is where you've lived. With the increase in remote work, there might be a tax implication if you live in a different state from where your employer is based. States have widely varying definitions of residency, which could affect your state income tax. It's also important to consider the changes in this year's tax code, specifically when it comes to online sellers.
You know, there's so many people that are working side gigs, anything directly related to your business. You want to have those receipts. So it could be advertising, your car expenses, your home office.
Last year, the IRS implemented the 1099-K form to tax online sellers who use services like PayPal or Venmo. Last year, you only had to report amounts sold over $20,000. This year, that number is $5,000, and next year it will be $2,500 before it becomes $600 in 2026. Keeping track of those transactions could save you from penalties with the IRS.
So the big question a lot of people have, if you are expecting a refund, when can you expect it? If you filed electronically, it can take up to 21 days for the IRS to issue a refund. If you filed by mail, it could take more than 4 weeks.
Usually, by the time we feel like having soup for dinner, it's too late, since most soups take hours to cook. But you don't have to worry about that with the Scandinavian-inspired soup that we're making today. It's done in less than 30 minutes from the moment you walk into the kitchen until you're ladling it up. Let me show you how it's done. We start by sauteing a good amount of chopped cabbage in some butter, along with some chopped onion, celery, and thinly sliced carrots. Once everything is tender, which only takes about 10 minutes, we add a can of cream-style corn, frozen peas, some milk, chicken broth, and lots of off-the-shelf spices. And we let it simmer for about 15 minutes. And then right before serving, we stir in some shredded cheddar cheese, and that's it. Now, if you want to lighten this up, you can use olive oil instead of butter or a reduced fat cheddar. There you have it, a hot and hearty soup that's ready to serve in no time at all. And the taste is truly amazing. So what are you waiting for? To get the recipe for what we call Scandinavian cabbage soup, head over to our website. I'm Howard of the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a warm-me-up way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
At some point in our lives, many of us deal with something that might require professional help, whether it be some form of depression, we're overstressed, overworked, ADD. There are so many things out there that require a proper diagnosis for us to find the treatment and the help we're looking for. Our friends at DFW PMA BH of Corpus Christi want to help you, and today I have Miss Marta here to introduce herself, tell us a little bit about what they do and how they can help you folks in our community. So it's so great to have you here with us.
Thank you so much, Clarissa. My name is Marta Angimhe. I have been a nurse for 8 years, dealing with patients with psych issue, depression, anxiety, PTSD, ADHD. And today I'm a psychiatrist nurse practitioner, and I have that opportunity to open a clinic at DFW PMA BH of Corpus Christi 1 year ago. We take care, like I just said, of patients from 4 years old to older adult. We see patients with ADHD from 4 to 17 and from 18 to older. We are able to treat patients with bipolar, schizophrenia, OCD, PTSD, and we try to educate our patient to mainly talk about their symptoms. Then we can give them the diagnosis, adequate diagnosis. We work together with psychologists, we work together with cardiologists, we work together with therapists. We try to put education, like working with the therapists, because they help them to change the way, they educate them to change the way they are thinking. You know, to remove a little bit, to give them some tools to help them to deal with their life. You know, when it comes with ADHD as a diagnosis, or like depression, major depressive disorder, we try to do the labs. You know, we try to check on the lab, we try to check on his EKG. That means we need to work in the multidisciplinary with his PCP, with the cardiologist. Then we have on-site therapy where we can also refer the patient for his behavioral issue. Some pre-existing medical condition like low thyroid can lead to depression. That's why we try, as a psychiatrist nurse practitioner, we try to check on the lab. You know, and as the medication that we are giving can impact the kidney, can impact the liver, we need to make sure that before we give any medication to our patient, we need to check if the liver or the kidney is healthy.
Very good. And I think that's all we're asking for as patients, is to know that we're getting the care that we truly deserve, and the thorough, thought-through evaluations and treatments and medication that will not harm us. It will only do us good. So get in touch with our friends here at DFW PMAB.
Interested in growing your business? Coastal Living can help. Email us at advertise@coastallivingtv.com or scan the QR code on your screen for more information.
Well, that's a wrap for us here today on Coastal Living. The show just flew by, but it's okay. If you miss us, you can head over to our Facebook page at Coastal Living TV, Facebook and Instagram. And we also have all your favorite segments and full episodes commercial-free on our YouTube channel at Coastal Living TV, Corpus Christi. So thank you all so much for watching. Join us tomorrow as we share the efforts of a brand new nonprofit organization called the Pink Connection, raising money for those who have recently been diagnosed with breast cancer. This is an incredible, incredible organization. We can't wait to share them with you. So till then, have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow on Coastal Living.